everybody. How are you doing? I'm Lady Raven Miller. I'm new to the broadcast, and so I hope we have a wonderful show. No, I don't hope. I know we will. So let me get you a little bit more about me. I am a psychic and tarot reader. I am a certified Reiki Grandmaster, crystal healer, and author. And I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you. So let me show you some things about me. These are my favorite decks I love to use. I love vintage, okay? Vintage everything. So, I don't know what else you guys would love to know about me. I'm really looking forward to this opportunity. And I'm looking forward to the guides directing me and helping me help you in healing or moving forward in a very positive manner, because we need to remove the negativity out of this world. There's way too much of it. So I really look forward to that. If you can't tell, I am a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie, but that's okay. I'm sorry, but as you guys are listening, and I'm listening to guides speaking to me as I'm trying to speak to you, and sometimes it gets a little noisy. One of the things the guides are telling me as I'm speaking to you is that we need to show more love. So if you guys would do me a favor, next time you guys are out and about, do something kind or say something kind to somebody else. You never know what someone else is going through, and just a smile, a nod, a handshake, a hello, or, buy that person behind you a cup of coffee. You may make and change their whole day around. So before I do any shows, I like to take a minute of silence, and I like to meditate and send out healing. So maybe we can do that for a moment. So if you need healing, feel free to accept this. Okay, it looks like we have Jane from England.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So what can I help you with today, darling?
Okay, so I was dating actually an American guy who's over here studying, and we had a falling out, and he's now ghosted me for quite some time. And I'm just wondering, I keep thinking about him, dreaming about him. Is he going to come back into my life at any time soon?
And can I get the first letter of his name, darling?
M.
Okay. Okay, what I am seeing is that he's going to come into your life again, dear, but it's going to be more on the platonic, not a romantic relationship, okay?
Yeah.
At least not to start.
Okay.
So I would go ahead and, maybe reach out. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting a reach out. So maybe reach out to him. Maybe he's a little on the shy side.
Yeah. Hi, yes, no, I did reach out. I reached out the other day. I haven't heard anything back.
He will. I feel a very nervousness about him. So I think he's a little on the nervous side to reach out to back to you. Does that make sense?
Okay.
It's almost,
Yes, yes.
it's like he wants to, but he's afraid of making that commitment. I mean, there's
Right.
a distance between you two in the long run. Um, and I think that makes him a little nervous.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have a gentleman in your life whose name starts with the letter A,
Okay.
like an Aaron
No.
or an Andy?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, well, I want you to be on the lookout for them because they're telling me that if you haven't already met this gentleman, you are going to meet this gentleman. His name is, I'm either getting an Andy or an Aaron, somewhere sounds very similar to that. But if you haven't already met him, you're going to.
Oh, right.
Okay? So be
Okay,
ready
that's
for that
great.
one because this gentleman not only is going to bring a lot of happiness in your life, he's going to bring some spontaneity and fun.
Oh, okay.
All right? So have you done something for yourself lately?
Oh, not really.
You need to let go of that stress and go treat yourself. The
Oh,
guides are
great.
telling me that you need to take care of you. And what they mean by that is that sometimes we take care of everybody else and we forget about ourselves. When we forget about ourselves,
Yeah,
we're not as
yeah.
open to other people as we should be.
Yeah.
So, time to go treat yourself. Get your hair done, your nails
Yes,
done,
I
take
think
a
I
long, luxurious
get a
bath, do
spa.
something for yourself.
Oh, yes, I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Really insightful. Yes. Actually, do you know something that somebody else, another reader I spoke to quite a while ago, actually brought up an A name as well. So maybe this A person is about to come in.
Well, maybe we should listen to that A and look for that A name here, huh?
Yeah.
Do you have any other questions, darling?
You so you also you're a medium too?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so both of I've got my grandparents and my dad in spirit. And I just wondered if there's any chance of you connecting to anybody of my family in spirit.
Okay, I do have somebody coming through, and I'm not sure which one it is. I'm gonna be honest; it's a little on the fuzzy side. I'm almost. Did one of them have towards the end? I want to say maybe issues pronunciating words because it's getting a
Yeah,
little on the jumbled side. Um,
yeah.
so I'm going to give you what I'm getting, and I don't know if it's going to make sense to you or not because it's very jumbled. Um, Live more freely is one message that's coming through. So you deal with a lot of stress, don't you? You hold a lot inside, and it prevents you from
Yeah.
really being a free spirit. Um,
Yes, exactly.
okay, another message coming through is stop being a pushover, darling. Um,
Yes.
so I don't know
Yes,
who's
I
in
get
your life
that.
at the moment, but you're being a pushover, and they're telling you you really need to stop, um,
Yeah.
because you're not being true to yourself. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, totally. 100%. That's amazing. How do you know that?
I didn't. Spirit does. Um, so yes, honey, you need to take some time for yourself. Be true to yourself. Don't let anybody push you over. You have a wonderful head on your shoulders. Um, but sometimes you're so kind and you have such a big heart that you're allowing them to kind of run over you, and you got to stop letting them do that.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, darling, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that helped you.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you so much for all the clarity. That's just amazing. And we're quite blown away. Thank you so much. And you too. Have a lovely day.
You too, darling. Bye bye. Okay, Michelle from California.
Hello,
Hello, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. How can I help you today?
Um, I just have a few questions right now, or not questions. I'm not really sure what to do. Right now, I'm on leave from work because of COVID, and I'm debating if I should go back to that workplace or not.
Okay, I'm getting that you really don't want to go back there. That you would rather have something else with a little less people, but financially it makes more sense for you to go back to that right now.
Great.
Um, and that's where you're conflicted, isn't it?
Somewhat, yes. Of course, no matter where you go, there's, problems, and you feel like the grass is maybe greener. And that's, also part of what makes me think of not going back. But definitely, financially, things would be easier in the household if I did return to work, because it is a good paying job and everything like that. So it's just a matter of, do I, follow my emotion, or do I follow my wallet?
Well, here's what I'm seeing for you, darling. For now, I'm seeing you follow your wallet. Um, it's one of those things, but I see you as you're doing that. I'm seeing you look for something else. Um,
Right.
because I don't see you long term in this job that you're in. Kind of. I mean, you're home right now, but you get what I mean. Um,
Yes.
so, were you thinking about going back to school?
I thought about it for a moment, but it turns out that it's not a good option right now.
Because I see you going back to school.
Really?
I do. What I
Any
see.
idea what for?
Okay, what I'm getting is, okay, this is very, very, I'm getting multiple different images. What I'm getting is a nurse type person. I don't know if it's a nursing assistant or an actual nurse, but I see
Okay.
you take care of people.
Right. I am a nurse.
You are a nurse. Okay, we'll see. So are you thinking about
So,
expanding on that?
I was thinking about, maybe psychology as a major, becoming a counselor or something like that.
Okay, so in the same type of field of, healthcare and helping people. Okay.
Right, right.
As you said, psychology, honey, I was getting the message of addiction. So were you thinking about maybe becoming an addiction counselor or psychologist along those lines?
I didn't think of it specifically, but addiction runs in my family deeply. My father um, is a recovering alcoholic. I have some uncles that suffer from it as well. My brother, um, has his own addictions and things like that. But I didn't think specifically. I mean, it would make sense because it's something that I've dealt with and I feel comfortable talking about.
I think that would be a very, very good fit for you, darling, because as I'm talking to you, the guides are telling me, yes, that is the road that she should go down. And you being able to bring in that personal experiences, that's going to enable you to really help more people in the long run. Not just one of those people that are talking because they read a textbook, but you have personal experiences. And those can really help people connect with you.
Yeah, I agree. I did definitely agree. And I think another thing that makes me struggle with the idea of jumping and going back into school is my marriage is struggling a lot right now. And I don't know why. It's just the connection's not there. I feel like I can't do two things at once, like school and further myself and try and focus on fixing that. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense, darling. I want to let's touch on that a little bit. You cannot let yourself suffer just for somebody else. Your marriage is very important. However, if you don't do what's best for you, you're going to end up resenting your spouse. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we need to find that balance. Uh, as far as your marriage goes, honey, right off the bat, what I'm getting is a lack of communication. So you guys need to really sit down and have a heart to heart and stop. Both of you need to stop sugarcoating or holding back, because I feel that there's a lot of resentment and it's on both sides. I feel like you guys can't completely say what's on each other's minds. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you guys,
I'm afraid of hurting his feelings.
Yeah. If you really want to truly fix these things in your marriage, you guys are going to have to be truthful to each other, even if it hurts the other's feelings. And, maybe be upfront when you guys go to have that discussion. We need to talk. It may hurt your feelings with what I have to say, and that's not my intention, is to hurt your feelings. But I feel that I really need to talk to you about this. And, he may be hurt at first, and you may be hurt at first. But if you give each other time to process what was said, I really do feel you guys can move forward in a positive manner.
Right. He's a hard one to talk to. Because he's we'll have talks and things will be better, and then they slide back into the same routines, which alter the way I look the way I see him.
That's actually a very common issue. As far as the way you see him, okay, let's talk about that, because we can't really talk about him because he's really not here to give us, his side of things. But as far as the way you perceive things and the way you perceive him at times, it is a pattern. And you being a nurse, you understand this. Things happen in patterns, and we have to break that cycle. One of the things you can do to help break that cycle within yourself is, try meditating. You can take away some of that stress and some of that cycle to break it up. Try establishing a new routine for yourself. Do some self-care, do the meditation. And when you do the meditation, say, this is the issue I'm having. Can you help me with it? And while you're meditating, you may hear an answer. I'm not saying you're going to hear voices, but you understand, when people pray, they hear a message, or a response. It's sometimes our subconscious won't come through because we're too busy and our head's too jumbled. So subconsciously, we may already know what to do. And meditation can open that up for us. So I would try that. And honey, I wouldn't put your education on the back burner.
I hear you. That's I keep telling myself, right now is the best time to do it and take advantage of the time I have off. And it never hurts to have more for myself. Exactly. More for me to fall back on and be proud of.
Nobody can make you unhappy, and nobody can make you happy except for yourself. Nobody can upset you unless you let it. So if you're growing and you are, rising yourself up, lifting yourself up, and bettering yourself, you can either better your marriage. In the end, it's better all the way around, right?
Right. That's a very good way to look at it. Very good way.
Well, I hope I helped you today.
You did definitely. I'm a little emotional because, it's just nice to talk to somebody about it. And I think you said a few things I was already thinking. So this was a very nice experience.
Wonderful. I'm so glad I could help you, darling. And just remember, communication is the biggest key to any marriage.
I agree.
All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
So I'd like to thank everybody for joining me today. I only have a couple minutes left, and I wanted to just say how much I appreciate each and every one of you for joining in, for watching. And I'd like to end this with a little bit of energy from me to you. And remember, if you ever need anything, please visit me at ladyravenmiller.com. So let me give this energy from me to you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope that that energy helps anybody who needs healing in any way, shape, or form, whether it be physical, emotional, or mental. I hope that helps you and that you accept it. Again, thank you for joining me today. It's been a wonderful first experience here. You can reach me on Facebook at Lady Raven Miller or at my webpage at ladyravenmiller.com. And I can't wait to hear from each and every one of you. And thank you to the callers.